Students that are just wanting to get back to learning, to the stability, to the predictability that schools should offer. And then there are students that are really afraid.
We're live with what students will see on their first day back.
Then the House working into the morning hours, passing a bill to give all workers paid sick time. We're breaking it down.
Single-digit lows this morning with sub-zero wind chills and a better finish to the day with sunshine and warmer air this weekend.
Plus, coding for the future.
Our mission is really to empower young girls of color and low-income girls to pursue an interest in tech.
It's Friday, February 17th. KARE 11 Sunrise starts now. It is finally Friday. Good morning, everybody. 6 o'clock. We have made it to the week, or just about made it to the weekend. We still got a couple hours left, but we're just about there. Jason and Alicia starting your day off here.
Yes, happy Friday, TGIF. And Guy is such a gift for us this coming weekend. He is promising warm weather. We're chiseling our driveway still. I need to get it melted, Guy.
All right, well, I got you because, yes, warm weather, and I got some sunshine for you as well, too. So it's going to be a wonderful weekend. Hopefully you can get out and enjoy, kind of similar to last weekend. And I would say so. Do that because next week looks more active and cooler. I'll just go ahead and plant that seed now. I will show you what I'm talking about in my 7-day forecast coming up throughout the show. It's 8 and it feels like the current air temperature right now just because winds are still too light to add insult to injury this morning. And I am happy to report we are talking about widespread temperatures this morning with no wind chill reports for most of us. But again, I'll continue to track that out this morning because our coldest period later on between 8 and 9, and we are going to see those wind chills kind of kick in. So we're still on track for some sub-zero wind chills later on this morning. Up to 28 this afternoon after a cold start, better finish. I'll have the rest of that weekend forecast coming up.
Guy, thank you. Let's give you a look at the Metro map. You can check your own route, but looking pretty smooth. Looks like a crash did pop up, though, unfortunately, over in the East Metro on 94, or 35E, rather, as you're entering St. Paul. I'm trying to find it on traffic cameras, but I'm not having any luck bopping around on a few in that area. So I'll keep searching for that and have an update for you guys here coming up in a few minutes.
To your headlines now at 6:02. In about 2.5 hours, students at Harding High School in St. Paul will return to class.
Yeah, it's been just 1 week since the school went on lockdown after a 15-year-old boy was stabbed and killed. CeCe's live at Harding High with more on what students can expect when they return this morning. Hey, CeCe.
Hey guys, well, when students come back through these doors here behind me at 8:30, they can expect to see counselors, social workers, and also some mental health experts. Some students who may have witnessed the violence that unfolded last week, they've already been connected to some help. Now, the district says about 15 to 20 members are a part of a crisis team. The team will be at Harding throughout next week to also meet the needs of the school. Students will also see a third school support liaison joining the Harding security team, and 2 St. Paul police officers will be on campus as well. The district hasn't had an official partnership with St. Paul Police for 3 years when the board voted to do away with school resource officers. Now, the district says that these precautions, it's just a temporary solution until they can come up with more permanent changes that keep both students and staff safe. Jason, Alicia.
Yeah, sure to be an emotional day there at school today. CeCe, thank you so much.
And it was an emotional day in court yesterday as Julissa Thaler, the Twin Cities woman convicted of killing her 6-year-old son, Eli Hart, was sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole. Eli's family gave impact statements at the sentencing. His father, Torrey Hart, stood with his wife as she tearfully shared details of the bond he had with Eli.
You could see the love and bond they shared every second they were together. They had this extra spark between them that everyone could see. Now we only have memories. And they're not enough.
Thaler was also given the chance to speak. She did not apologize. Instead, she cursed at the judge before she was taken to prison. Eli's family is now hoping to honor him by building a playground in the community. They say the playground was one of his favorite places, so building one for other kids would help them heal. So far, they've raised over $35,000 of their $200,000 goal. If you'd like to donate, we do have a link posted right now at KARE 11. Well, new overnight, the House passed a bill for paid sick time for all employees in the state of Minnesota.
And if businesses don't comply, they could face a pretty big fine. So Jen has been digging through the bill and is here to break it all down for us.
Yeah, and it passed the House, Jason, after a really long debate last night. Our John Croman following it, saying more than 7 hours the House was debating this. And here's the way that members voted. We know now that 69 Democrats voted yes. Meanwhile, 54 Republicans voted no on that bill. Of course, it did have enough to end up passing. So it would require employers to give paid sick days to all workers, whether they're full-time, part-time, or seasonal. Under the bill, workers could earn 1 hour of sick time for every 30 hours worked, for a maximum of 48 hours of sick time every year. And they could carry some of that unused time into the next year as well. So if businesses don't provide sick days, they could face up to $10,000 in fines. Republicans worry that that would be a hit to small businesses. But the Democrat who introduced this bill says it will help the 900,000 workers in this state who lose wages if they need time off.
Ones who cannot absorb the mandates that your big businesses, your Targets, your Walmarts, your multinational corporations can absorb. These are the local mom and pop shops.
People get sick. We know that people are faced with these terrible choices.
All right, so this is not done yet. It still needs to be worked out through the Senate before heading to the governor if it does pass the Senate. So we've also been hearing a lot about the DFL's paid family leave plan.
Right.
I just want to be clear, these are separate things, right? So what passed the House last night, this is dealing with more like short-term absences. That paid family leave plan would deal with longer-term absences. So different things that are working their way through here.
All right, so the debate continues on. We'll see how it all turns out here, Jen. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jen. Well, gun control back in the spotlight at the state capitol with a large rally in the Rotunda. Lawmakers are being asked to take action on several bills that are pending right now. Those include universal background checks on all gun purchases, not just those handled by licensed gun dealers. Also, red flag protection orders, which would allow families to petition a judge to temporarily remove a gun from someone who they believe is in a mental health crisis.
This is not controversial to anyone in this country. This issue is not polarizing. It is only polarizing to gun extremists who have been elected as lawmakers.
The red flag laws have the most direct constitutional issues with the right to due process, confronting the witnesses against you. The whole idea that we can get a secret court order to deprive somebody of their property just based on an accusation.
So far, the House has held hearings on 4 bills: red flags, universal background checks, gun safety locks, and a duty to report lost and stolen guns. The Senate bills have just been released and will be heard soon.
The historic Justice Ramsey House in St. Paul is finally coming down brick by brick. Crews are carefully taking it apart and will put it into storage, at least for now. The plan is to put the house back together in a different location. The 171-year-old building sits on the patio of Burger Moe's. The restaurant owner wanted to tear it down for safety reasons, but preservationists fought to save it, and they won. Monster Jam is taking over US Bank Stadium this weekend.
Yeah, they're actually hauling in 8,000 tons of dirt. It's a ton of dirt.
Oh, yeah.
Morgan Wolf gave us a preview of the big setup.
US Bank Stadium has been transformed into a giant sandbox in preparation for Monster Jam. I'm looking at 12 empty dumpsters here that were once filled with dirt. So how exactly do they get all of this dirt in here? Well, I found out that it's locally sourced and they bring it in literally by the truckload. Operations take days. These workers will spend roughly 10 to 12 hours scattering out all of this dirt, making the jumps for the trucks, and just having a plan set in place so everything runs smoothly.
My favorite part is when we get here on Tuesday morning and you walk out and it's just this giant empty stadium and it's always like eerily quiet.
Even those cars you see out there that the monster trucks will be jumping over, they are local as well. I'm told they need another day or so getting ready for the big weekend. They still have tickets available for the Saturday and Sunday shows at US Bank Stadium. I'm Morgan Wolf for KARE 11 News.
I've never been
packed.
to one. I've never been to one
Me
of those.
neither. I've seen photos. I've had family members have gone that said like it was surprisingly amazing, fun for kids and adults. If you are going and you have a little one, don't forget to bring some ear protection.
Because it's loud.
It gets so loud.
Very, very loud.
Very
yeah.
loud.
It looks like a good weekend to get out there and do some stuff around town, Guy.
Look at this beauty shot.
It is going to be a beautiful weekend, but yeah, look at that. Come on over to TV screens if you have a chance to take a look. Beautiful sunrise on the way. I mean, despite temperatures being a little colder than average this morning, You know, it's not a bad morning, not a bad day. We got a lot of sunshine in the forecast, and temperatures will warm up this afternoon to slightly above average. So, you know, we got a lot going for us, a lot working out for us as we close the end of the work week today. Beautiful weather on the way tomorrow. All right, so right now we're still feeling like the air temperature, no insult to injury. It feels like the current temperature. I don't have any widespread wind chills to report this morning for now. Now that will change a little bit later this morning, but again, you got some cold air just going to kind of sink in 8, 9 a.m. where wind speeds ramp up a little bit, so it could feel sub-zero, but brief. This will be very brief by afternoon, evening, feeling like teens to finish the day. Temperatures climb to the upper 20s. Forecast high today, 28. Notice the wind starts to pick up. So that's why we're not finding any wind chills now, because you got calm wind here through about 7. 9, winds pick up to 6 miles per hour, 10 increasing up to 15. Even overnight, we could even see winds around 20 miles per hour as well before winds finally subside after midnight. Temps steady in the upper 20s tonight, so it'll be perfect for Friday night plans, maybe heading to a happy hour. It's not like we have to, bundle up with all the layers. It's just going to be a nice weekend. Starting today, a bit cooler than, compared to Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures in the mid to upper 30s both days, and more of our sunshine will arrive on Saturday compared to Sunday. Once we get into Monday and next week, things do look to be a bit more active. We'll have several chances for snow. Monday's Clipper snow doesn't look like it's going to slow down widespread impacts out there on the roadways. That could be possible as we get into about mid to late week, so I'll keep you updated on that with my 7-day.
All right, Guy, we'll talk to you in a few minutes. Thank you so much. A local nonprofit is helping young girls pave the way for their future in tech.
I actually got a chance to sit down with the woman behind the program and find out what inspired her to change the industry.
First, it's always tough to start a new business. I'm digging into some trends when it comes to branching out on your own. You should start a fruit pizza business.
You don't like fruit pizza? I'm baffled by this.
I don't
Fruit, good. Cream cheese, good. Cookie.
Fruit and pizza are two
good.
separate entities. They just